There's a question that millions of people still don't have an answer to. What is Donald Trump's real IQ? And why does no one dare to confirm it? Donald Trump's story didn't begin at the White House, but with a 13-year-old boy sent by his family to the New York Military Academy, an environment of strict discipline, where everything is measured by competition, where no one cares what you think, only whether you are strong enough to come out on top. At that time, Trump was not the top student in his class. He didn't stand out because of grades, but one thing was very clear. He always wanted to win. While many people tried to understand everything deeply, Trump chose a different way, focusing only on what helped him move forward the fastest. Later, he entered the University of Pennsylvania, a prestigious school, but once again, he did not become the academic prodigy people often imagine. What he carried with him was not an outstanding transcript, but a way of seeing the world as a game that must be won. He understood the value of leverage. He understood how money, power, image are interconnected. When taking over the business from his father, Fred Trump, Trump faced two choices: take the safe path or play a bigger game. And he chose the bigger game. Trump left Brooklyn to move into Manhattan, a place that is expensive, competitive, and full of risk. There, he didn't just build properties, he built a name. From hotels to buildings to casinos, all carried one word: Trump. He didn't just sell real estate, he sold the feeling of wealth, power, and success. He understood something many high IQ people don't. Value does not lie in what you do, but in how others perceive you. Then the crisis hit. In the 1990s, Trump faced the risk of financial collapse. Debts piled up, his empire shook. Many thought this was the end. But instead of collapsing, he did something few expected. He renegotiated the game. He didn't try to win by the old rules, he changed the rules. Worked with banks, restructured debt, accepted losing a part to keep the most important thing: his name. And then he came back. Not only in business, but also in popular culture. The Apprentice turned him into an icon, a man who was not just rich, but represented the image of a winner. But the biggest move was still ahead. In 2016, Donald Trump entered a completely different arena: politics. No experience, no adherence to norms, no playing by the rules of traditional politicians. He spoke simple things, repeated messages, connected directly with millions through Twitter. Many thought that was a lack of sophistication, but in reality, it was the most effective way to communicate with the masses. And then, what few believed happened. He became the President of the United States. And what has been happening recently may be the clearest example of that. In the new tensions with Venezuela and Iran, the way Trump responds doesn't look like someone trying to give the right answer, but like someone trying to reset the question. In Venezuela, everything happened fast, decisively, almost like a calculated, all-in move. No prolonging, no detours, no traditional diplomacy. A high-risk decision, but from Trump's logic, it was a way to shorten the game to the minimum. But when it comes to Iran, he does the opposite. No quick ending, no clear direction. Instead, there is constant shifting between applying pressure and leaving room for negotiation. At first glance, it seems contradictory, but if you look closer, it is actually a very consistent way of thinking. When he can win fast, he forces the game to end immediately. When things are unpredictable, he makes sure his opponents can't predict him either. This is not how a test-solving IQ person thinks. This is how someone playing in the real world thinks, where information is incomplete, rules keep changing, and outcomes are never certain. But at this point, the biggest question finally appears. What is Donald Trump's IQ? Is it high or not? There have been many numbers suggested. There was a rumor saying it was around 73, but it has been debunked by fact-checking organizations. Some speculate it is between 120 to 156. Some comments even suggest around 145. But all of those numbers share one thing in common. No verified evidence. No test records, no official documents, no published results. At one point, he even mentioned getting a perfect score on a test, but that was actually a cognitive test, used to screen memory decline, not an IQ test. So in the end, the real answer is no one knows Donald Trump's exact IQ. But perhaps that's not the most important thing, because this story shows something deeper. A person may not be proven intelligent by academic standards, but can still understand the game better than many others. Trump did not prove that he has a high IQ. He proved that you don't need the highest IQ to win. You just need to understand the rules of the game and be willing to play it to the end. Because in the end, the world does not reward the person with the highest IQ, but the one who knows how to turn their intelligence into real-world results. If you are doubting yourself, then remember this. Maybe you are not lacking intelligence. You just haven't found the game that suits you yet.